Okay, today we're talking about poetry devices, figurative language. These are terms that you probably already know, but I want to go over them a little bit before you actually read the poems that are assigned to you for now and do the handouts that you're going to be doing on those as well. All right, figurative language, a term you've probably again heard before, means that you're using words in an expression that speakers of English would understand as you intend them. Translation, if you were saying the same thing to somebody who spoke Spanish and that was that person's native language, they might not necessarily you mean what you actually mean. For example, after she found out that her son had wrecked the family car, her blood pressure went through the roof. Now, you know and I know that doesn't mean somebody's blood pressure literally goes through the roof. It just means mom was really ticked off and got upset and her blood pressure went way up. We know that somebody who doesn't speak English natively and doesn't know that expression might not have a clue about what we were talking about. The opposite of figurative language is literal language. That's when you say exactly what you mean to say. For example, the worker fell through the roof when he was building the house. Look at the hole in the ceiling there. You see that he actually fell through the roof. That means you're being literal. All right. One type of figurative language that we may not talk that much about with poetry, but still worth pointing out to you, is the idiom, a figure of speech to which we have attached in our language a certain meaning. All right. Here again, if I say somebody kicked the bucket, it really wouldn't be a very cool way to say that somebody died. It sounds pretty insensitive, actually, but that's what I mean. Here again, if I'm a speaker of a foreign language and I hear that somebody kicked a bucket, I literally think the person has kicked a bucket. I don't know that that means that the person has died. Okay, next we have a simile. Now, similes and metaphors are terms that you tend to learn together. Note that they're a comparison of two unlike things using like or as. The unlike things is pretty key here. If you're comparing Mariah to me, for example, that's not a simile. We share the same DNA. We're both females. We're mother and daughter. We are more alike in that respect than we are different. A simile is if you're comparing two things that are not alike. For example, Mariah moves so quietly around the house. She is like a ninja. Okay? Mariah, according to the expression, is a girl, but she shares qualities with a ninja. I'm not saying she actually is one. You can contrast that with a metaphor, which is a comparison of two unlike things not using like or as. For example, if I say, I did not hear Mariah come into the room, that child is a ninja. And believe me, I have said that before because she is pretty quiet. Here I'm saying she actually is that thing. Now, does that mean I really think my child's a ninja? No. What I'm saying is that she is so stealthy when she moves around, she has the qualities of a ninja. But rather than putting like or as in there, I'm just saying she is one. Next, we're going to look at hyperbole. That just means extreme exaggeration. For example, saw this meme on Facebook a couple of days ago. In case you lost track, today is March 97th. Now, we all know March has 31 days. This March has 31 days. But because of everything that has been going on of late, March has felt super long. The days have sort of dragged. So it may feel as though it has lasted 97 days because of the coronavirus. It really has been, okay, it has not been a normal March. But in terms of the number of days, it's been normal. And next we have understatement. Understatement is on the other end of the spectrum from hyperbole. Hyperbole, you're really exaggerating. Understatement, you're going in the opposite direction to say that something is not as massive a situation as it actually is. All right, so if I say it's sprinkling a bit outside, and you go out and you find out that we've got a torrential downpour that's so bad that Jim Cantori is in the area from the Weather Channel, obviously there is a lot of rain going on out there. Okay, so with understatement, I'm backing off in intensity. With hyperbole, I'm going completely in the other direction and making it sound a lot more extreme than it really is. And that takes us to personification. Personification is attributing human characteristics to something that is not human. And we usually use personification with something that's actually not a living, breathing animal or human or whatever. Well, obviously with not something that's human. I might personify a tree. I'm probably not going to personify a dog. All right. So one of the Bell Ringer songs we did earlier this year was Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. And one of the lines in the song says, Tommy's got his sixth string and hock. Now he's holding in what he used to make it talk. So tough, it's tough. Now, the sixth string in question is referring to Tommy's guitar, or perhaps Bon Jovi's, as you see him here in the slide. Now, his guitar doesn't really talk. Never did really talk. But when he says he used to make it talk, that meant he was such a good guitarist that it basically came alive, that seemed to speak to the audience. That's what I mean by personification. We're treating as though it's a human, giving it those qualities, making it come to life when it really isn't human. Okay, here again, a lot of these terms we've used as literary devices in our bell ringers throughout the year, plus I'm sure you've had them in previous years up to ninth grade, but I wanted to do just a little bit of review before you read the assigned poems and do the handouts that I've given you.